We've got about a warning, 4-minute warning, and we'll get started. If you could find feet. We're going to get started in about 4 minutes. Check 1, 2.
We ready? Good evening. Good evening and welcome to Summerside Elementary. My name is Lisa Courtney and I am the very proud principal of this incredible elementary school. I am so proud to be a part of this district as well, and I'm so grateful that each and every one of you are here tonight to share your insight, your input, and your perspective with us, as we truly are a district on the rise, and we are definitely a district that is ready to write their next chapter, and we cannot do that without each and every one of you being here tonight. I have an incredible honor of kicking off our time together with the true reason that we are all here, which is our future. We have a group of incredible fifth graders that are here, our student ambassadors and our morning announcement crew representatives. They're going to lead us this evening in kicking off our night the same way we start every single day at Summerside. So with that said, I'm actually going to invite our fifth graders to come on over. We're going to circle around and they're going to take the lead from here. When they're finished with the first part of our morning announcement, they're going to continue on to share with us how bright their futures are and what their futures are ready for based on the foundation that we continue to build in this district. So boys and girls, I know it's a little tight, but let's wrap this way. Miss Lowe and I are going to excuse ourselves a bit and back up, Ethan. Back on up.
Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Remember, being an eagle means
effort, attitude, and
Good choices lead to excellence and success.
take care of yourself,
take care of others,
and take care of Summerside.
We're so glad you're here. Enjoy. Hi, I'm Leah Mouthbrake, a 5th grade student at Summerside Elementary. With the knowledge I've gained from the school has allowed me to learn many life lessons that will stick with me and help me with my career path of being a politician, like being 4th grade president and how it taught me responsibility, leadership, and along with working with others to accomplish goals. So in the end, I think this school has taught me many things that I'm sure will help me along the way.
Hello, I'm Lillian McCoon, a fifth grader at Summerside Elementary. I plan to be a doctor. I have been here for 5 years, and as I graduate, I look back and see that Summerside not only gave me educational information, the teachers gave me the support to learn and the skills to use and build on that information. They taught me research, organization, creativity, and how to turn a fail into success. There were opportunities to learn non-book topics, art, music, physical education. I developed social skills and public speaking. Summerside provided drama, dances, yearbook, announcements, family student mentoring. I was encouraged to try new things. All of that added together, along with my parents' input, gave me the confidence to tackle new challenges, like 6th grade, and explore new opportunities. I've had so many wonderful teachers. I want to say thank you for years of good education and fun in learning and living. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Ethan Zimpelman. I am a student here at Summerside Elementary School. I know most of us had a goal when we were kids. Well, I have a goal also. You see, my goal is rather different. This goal is to have an expedition around Europe and write a book about European countries. I will also use places and events such as Tour de France and many others. This could be dangerous because I may have to travel by car or train, and even in harsh conditions like heavy rain, heavy snow, hail, tornadoes, cyclones, and floods. But back to the point. Even if I do make it to Europe, I could get sick or work could break out. Summerside has helped me by teaching me geography and history. This school has also taught me geographical maps and how to read them. It has also taught me about the Renaissance and early European cultures. It has also taught me how to divide fractions, so if I know that I could divide Europe into pieces, I could go piece by piece, year by year, day by day, week by week. My goal is to go to Europe and write books about the beauty and history of European culture.
Hi, my name is Bradley Marion. My plans for myself in the future is go to Ohio Fire Academy to get a degree in fire science to work at Fire Station 49 right by my house. My years in elementary school helped me prepare for this by having events with fire trucks that are super cool to me, which encouraged me to chase my dream of having a super cool job of cooking and driving for Fire Station 49.
Hi, my name is Reese Pear. I am in the 5th grade and I've been going to Summerside since 1st grade. Now, during my years of elementary school, I not only learned teamwork and how to be social, I learned some great qualities in my teachers. This may sound a bit weird, but that to me is major because I want to be a kindergarten teacher when I'm old. These qualities I will share in a moment, but they have made learning so much more. Here are the following qualities: passionate about teaching and learning, flexible, caring for students on a personal level, not just grades, having students able to come and talk to them about personal needs and assistance. These qualities not only make me want to go to school, they make me feel safe and comfortable in the school environment. I feel school should be a safe, caring environment. I know you want your children to feel respected and be excited to tell you all about their day and not feel overwhelmed with everything they have learned. Being an Eagle a opportunity of a lifetime. I am so grateful for all the years I had at Summerside, and I look forward what the future will bring. Thank you for your time.
Hi, my name is Aubrey Stiff. Thanks for coming. Have a great night.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Lowe. I'm the assistant principal here at Summerside. Thank you all for being here, but I do want to take a moment and compliment our 5th grade students on what a wonderful job they've done voicing their perspectives tonight. It takes a lot of courage, and we really appreciate and value what you shared with us. Thank you so much. So fifth graders, please take a bow, and we will now turn it over to Mrs. Adams. Thank you.
I'm going off script a little bit here, but I can't help myself. The future is bright in West Clermont, as you can see by hearing the youth today share with you. And what I want to acknowledge is a teacher in this room tonight that is doing some inspiring work with our high school students. It's Brandy Colton, and she's been working very hard to provide internships inside of her classroom to give real-world opportunities. One of those is writing in the newspaper, and so I also want to recognize Jack tonight because Jack Campbell's article was featured in today's Clermont Sun, and so we're very proud. This newspaper is really all about West Clermont tonight, so please check it out when you get home. There's Jack's article, so congratulations, Jack. And then we have, great job, Jack. Jack's a senior this year, so we're soaking up everything we can get out of Jack before he leaves us. And on this side, we have lots of community members who've been attending town halls like this one who've written letters to the editor talking about their experience. So if any of you want to take a look at that and maybe write one of your own, work with Jeffrey Ryle, our communications director, and we'll be able to take care of that for you. So we are so thrilled that you're here tonight. And before we get into the meat of the night, what I want to share is that we have some special guests with us. And I wish that little girl was, oh, you're still here. I think it was you. Wait a minute. Claire Corcoran is the county commissioner that's here with us tonight. So we had a little young girl talk about being a politician. Is she still in the room? Yes. Oh, there she is. I want you to meet the lady there in the orange jacket at this table right here. Wave, Claire. Say hello. This is Claire Corcoran, our county commissioner. And what a great leader and inspiration for us. Thank you, Claire. And then also we have with us Michael Logue, the Union Township trustee. So we appreciate your presence here with us this evening. On behalf of this amazing Board of Education, I just want to welcome everybody here tonight. In attendance, we have Ryan Patton, who's back there, and is just a great representative of our school board. And we are just thrilled to have you here. Since February of last year, we've been coming together in meetings like this. I need to work on this a little bit here, sorry. And we've had a lot of participation in town halls and in focus groups and in surveys. And we are very proud to be able to come together and plan the future of West Clermont. And so far, this spring, we had over 100 people at the middle school engagement. That's not even considered in these figures yet. And what we've learned in West Clermont after a year of listening to our families and our community is that these are the 5 largest challenges that we face as a school district. First, student and staff safety and well-being, the educational programming that we offer our students, facilities, transportation, and the purpose of a modern-day school system and the design of it. So tonight, what we're going to do, if some of you have maybe been part of town halls, we're going to take our conversation just a little bit deeper tonight, and you're going to have a different experience. We're going to continue to listen and learn from you, your thoughts about how you believe that West Clermont can stay on the rise. And we will make sure tonight that we center our conversation on students, that they are at the center of all we talk about. And thank you, Mrs. Courtney, for sharing your students today, because it helps us keep the main thing by seeing them here. And we want to be sure that we are understanding as a community what it takes to ensure that every single student can be future ready and reach those hopes and dreams that they shared with you here tonight. It is so hard to fathom that the students that we saw on the stage tonight are predicted to have about 15 or more jobs in the course of their career before they retire. So this puts the skill of learning how to learn and being very adaptable and moldable as a very top priority that we have for our students. And this also poses a huge challenge for educators because we are preparing students for jobs we don't even understand and don't know yet. And understanding that we are literally in the moment in the midst of a human drought because there are literally not enough people to fill the jobs that are available in the world, it just seems unreal. By 2025, 85 million jobs will be obsolete, and then another 97 million jobs will be created that will require new kinds of skills, mindsets, and abilities. The use of AI, it's going to continue to change how we work, how we play, and how we spend time together at school. We know that maybe even by the summertime, that Google searching, as we know it, is going to change radically. And we are clearly moving from the information age to the experience age. And the experience age is really marked by the advanced technologies, artificial intelligence, chatbots, social messaging, the Internet of Things, and advancements of mobile connectivity. And as we try to wrap our brains around everything that's happening in the world that's changing right before our very own eyes, we find it's very challenging to picture what the future of a classroom looks like. We've been so ingrained in a system that's been around for over 100 years that it's hard for us to picture what is exactly needed and the possibilities for the future. So often we just start with, what do we know? Well, we know that the core foundational skills of reading, writing, arithmetic, mathematical thinking, and critical thinking remain foundational and core to our purpose, and that is not going to change. And this is truly a huge focus of what happens in our elementary schools today. Yet, we are very clearly aware that this is not enough. Those subjects alone, the core subjects alone and the fundamentals will not be enough to prepare our students to be future ready. And so the question is, how is it that we ensure that core subjects are the floor, not the ceiling, and that we're sure that every student masters them? Because we know that the tactics of the past, the reforms in education of standardization and over-testing, has certainly not produced the results that we desire and the results that this world needs. And so that's why many of you are a part of this. In 2020, we worked with our students, our staff, and our community, and we asked the question, what is it that students need to be successful in learning and in life? And through asking that question, we created a vision that shows how we take the foundational skills that are part of our curriculum and merge it with the durable skills that are needed to be successful in learning in life and what's needed in this modern world. The skills that you told us that were most durable and most important are academic life skills, communication and collaboration, character and integrity, innovation and creative thinking, and resiliency and adaptability. And you can see this Portrait of a Graduate, unless there's a cup on it, on your map. In the top right-hand corner, you'll see a beautiful graduate there with multiple pathways, and that is really going to be a huge part of our focused conversation tonight. Because this is what we've affirmed. We know that our parents are into this vision with us. They want us to create a school system that's going to help their children create the lives that they desire and to do what is right when no one is watching. And we also know our community supports that. We know those are the kinds of citizens that we want living in our neighborhoods and working in our community. And yet we know that parents can't do this alone, the schools can't do it alone, and the community can't be responsible. We truly have to come together. And the challenge of being a parent in today's modern world, I have a college junior and a high school senior, and just the demands of parenthood today. There is no rule book for how to manage students post-COVID and how to deal with a household that we paused for a minute and we took a break on life, but now we're right back at it going, full steam ahead. And you are trying to balance work, you're trying to make sure that homework gets done, everybody gets fed, you're at the sporting events, you've signed the planners, you've done all the things that you need to do. And we also realize that our community is going through a lot. Our community is seeing enormous change all around us. You see the construction everywhere. You also see that the economy has risks of inflation, a recession that seems to be around the corner, the workforce shortages that we're facing, as well as people just seem to have shorter attention spans than ever, and also shorter fuses than ever. It seems to be commonplace to just see anger and frustration abounding. And so all of this going around in our world has truly impacted our students. Students are different today and require different kinds of things. Our kids have access to information that we no way could get our hands on when we were their age. And just having access to information that maybe you're not mature enough to process and handle creates adulting way too early for our students. There's a there's a blurry line for our students between formal learning and informal learning. If they want to learn how to do something, what are they doing? They're going to YouTube to learn how to do it. Also, game-based learning has played a huge role in how students interact and learn new things and collaborate with one another, because collaboration is a huge factor and very important to the development of our kids. These kids are also known, though, for being the highest anxiety-ridden and highest stressed-out generation that's ever existed. So they face a lot of pressures and learn and interact with the world very differently than we did. What you'll see here are some words on the screen that I had some students help me develop here in West Clermont that they believe characterize the Gen Z students, the students of today who are in grades 5 through 12. And so take a minute and just see if there's a word up there that resonates with you that maybe describes the person who lives in your house or the person that is a neighbor or in the community. I want to share some interesting facts. Oh, sorry, let me show you this. I forgot this part. The part I mentioned about the anxiety and mental health, 57% of teenage girls in 2021 report feeling persistently sad or hopeless, and that's up from 36% in 2011. We also are seeing that with boys. 29% of teen boys feel persistently sad or hopeless, and that's up from 21%. 30% of teenage girls have seriously considered suicide, and that's up from 19% in 2011. And 58% of teens with same-sex partners have seriously considered ending their life. So we're dealing with some serious statistics here and some kids that are in crisis. And we want to make sure we're designing a school system that can help support them and navigating life's challenges. You know, there are things that we can kind of feel in society and we know are changing, but sometimes it's hard to put a finger on it. I want to share this as a way to show that we are a more isolated society. People are more isolated. They're not going out as much. And this is a statistic from the late 90s that shows church attendance going down. This is something that, families would typically participate in together, and those numbers are dwindling. Next is a series of slides that I have from an educator that I've gone to several national conferences listening to him, Bill Daggett, and he shares that the kinds of things that normally are attributed to risk-taking, growing up, developing independence, many of the things that are like what we typically call just part of growing up are seeing a decline. So first one I'll show you here is the number of students since 1976 going down who actually receive their driver's license by 12th grade. The percentage of students trying alcohol has also decreased. That's not a terrible thing. It's a great thing, but it's just another indicator of the kinds of experiences our kids are having. The number of kids since the late 70s who've actually worked for money continue to drop, and those numbers have even dwindled further since COVID. And you see dating up there in that gray bar. Dating has continued to decline, and it has a lot to do with our students isolating and staying more, on their phones and focused there, and their desire to be kind of in group settings and group date versus the way we kind of grew up. So never before has it been more difficult to be a parent. And as I said before, there is no rule book for this. There's no guide to follow. And it's very concerning to us as parents who work so hard to keep our students safe and productive in society. What the research tells us about how parents were parenting this generation of students are two very strong indicators of maybe why things have happened in the way that they have. Some obviously very positive and good, and some maybe not so good. And that is parents have raised their children in an era of fear, in an era of worrying about what's going to happen inside of the schoolhouse. And no longer do you just let your kids go outside and play and then come home when it's dark. Like, those days just don't exist. Our kids are scheduled and disciplined in their daily lives. And then second, parents are parenting in a way where they want to remove every barrier known to man, smooth out every speed bump along the way so that there's no challenges for their kids, that it's smooth sailing and easy go. And they do it with really good intention. We as parents are doing it with really good intention. We want to set up our kids for success, and we want them to have the best of life. But some of those things, as you can see, some have good outcomes and some not so good. During our series of town halls, we've really made a point to be mindful of what's happening in the world, how our workplace has changed, how home has changed, and how society is very different. And we mentioned during this time that the pandemic didn't start this. It wasn't because of the pandemic. It just accelerated everything at such a dizzying pace and just put what was already in motion, leapfrogging well ahead. And these technological advances, the workforce shortages, and this pace of change is really affecting everything about our daily life. And what we noted during our sessions is the fact that the world is changing at such a warp speed, but are the learning experiences of kids and what's happening day to day in schools, are they keeping up with the pace? And overwhelmingly, everyone's saying, no, we're not really keeping up with the rate of change. It's very similar to how when we went to school. But what we're seeing are advancements. Since October, you're hearing in the news a lot about Chat GPT. 1, 2, 3, and now 4 just came out a few days ago. And Chat GPT has moved from being able to know when you put in one letter in your email address box, like whose name you're looking for, to being able to, in the body of the email, to start predicting what words you're going to use and what you're going to say, to now Chat GPT can answer questions, it can write essays, it can summarize information, and there's much, much more to come with the advancements of this technology. We're seeing here in a hotel, deliveries to your room, a robot that can look at the elevator, know if it's too crowded or not, to know if it should get on or not. It knows to weave in and out of people up and down a hallway to deliver food or towels or whatever the guest may need. We're dealing with people-less McDonald's. I know around here we're starting to see the kiosks where you can serve yourself or go to the counter. This is literally a McDonald's that has maybe 1 or 2 people working inside of it from top to bottom. Smart homes, Bitcoins, NFTs, and we're shifting into this metasphere, which is kind of like Internet 3.0. Some of these things that I'm talking about tonight you may be very familiar with. You may be an expert in those areas. Others of these things you may not be familiar with. What I ask tonight is that you just take them into consideration as they're entering into our landscape and ask yourself, what does this have to do with education, and how is this going to impact how my child proceeds through West Clermont School District? Because as superintendent here, a very proud superintendent of West Clermont, it is my desire, and it's our team's desire, to make sure that we are having graduates that leave West Clermont a step above the rest, having that competitive advantage that's going to help them be successful in life and beyond. And so to do this and to really understand is why we have you all in this room today. We want to make sure that we are understanding the realities that we face in this journey that we are wanting our students to be able to take and the goals that we want them to achieve. As you know, students are students in our school system, when you're 6, you're in one grade, when you're 7, you're in another grade, and 8, you're in another grade. Typically, there's one teacher standing in that classroom serving 25 to 30 students. You are going bell by bell, subject by subject, day in and day out. And although technology has been added to this mix, we still have a lot to learn about how the brain works and how technology can be an advantage for us to be able to fully maximize the benefit of technology and to be able to keep up with this ever-evolving world outside of the classroom. Some recent data that we have is that some of our students in West Clermont are engaged. This is middle school and high school data. However, some are not. We have like a middle of the road score. It's a 3.87 on a scale of 5. And I would say our teachers are probably have never worked harder to engage and try to make sure their content and their experiences in their classroom are relevant. But there's just a disconnect. And we know this number has to get better if we want our students to be successful. So I'm going to take you on a quick, brief journey of the academic performance of West Clermont and some other key performance indicators that give you a sense of how things are going. This, I think, is very exciting. The State Performance Index score that is relevant to every Ohio school is, for West Clermont, it's the highest it's been since 2015. So we're really seeing some momentum and some progress. However, we are not satisfied with the level in which we're performing right now. Our students deserve better and need to perform better, so we've got to create conditions that let that happen. One of the biggest challenges is that when students enter our schools in kindergarten, half of them are on track and the other half are not on track. So you come in with a steep hill to climb to make sure that those students are caught up and ready to do all the things that you need to do to learn how to read as one of the first key skills in elementary school. In grades 3, 5, and 8, those are kind of benchmark years as, developmentally, we are seeing progress. And what you can see here from the third grade data is that we are moving forward, yet we are still far away from the goal of 80 or higher percentages proficiency. As I said, we want core foundational knowledge to be the floor, not the ceiling. And we've got a long way to go. You see the same thing in 5th grade and 8th grade English and math scores. And what I would say in particular with 5th graders is just keeping in mind in their most formative years in elementary school, they were doing it during COVID. And so that is certainly, it's affected all students, but you're gonna see it show up in a 5th grade capacity because that's really where you're changing from the more concrete learning to abstract, and that's a big leap for them when they've missed some foundational pieces. What we've learned is that when students get credits in middle school that are high school credits, that fast tracks them to be able to be on track for high school. And the more kids that get credit before they come into high school, the more likely they are to finish well and to stay on track. And so that is certainly a priority for us. You also see the graduation rate. We want 100% of our students to graduate on time and be successful with all the multiple pathways of opportunity that they have today. And we're falling short of that, but we are certainly proud because every year it gets just a little bit better. So we're moving in the right direction. Here's one of the things that challenges us the most, however, student attendance. Too many students are absent too many days. If you're a teacher in a class, you're showing up every day and 25% of your people aren't there. So you're always we're playing the big game of catch up from COVID, and then we're playing catch up from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday because a big percentage of our kids are not coming to school. There's been this overarching, more casual way of looking at school since COVID, and hear me, I'm not trying to say send your kids to school when they're sick. Please don't misinterpret this. But we've taken a very casual approach about school, and every day that they're not there, it is a day of, we have a weather situation. So anybody want to check in on that for us while we, Amber Alert, okay, all right, we'll say a prayer, okay. Student discipline is also a barrier. 20% of West Clermont kids are involved in some kind of behavior issue. So if you're a classroom teacher, you have 30 kids in your class, and 25% of them are not there, and the other 20% of them are misbehaving, how does that affect the learning of the entire classroom? It's a big impact. And so we want to make sure that as a community, we really understand these results. We know that we're moving in the right direction. We're a district on the rise, and we are making progress. Like, hear me, we are making progress. Yet, we've got far to go. And we are the team, and we are the people to help make that happen. We feel strongly about that, but we can't do it alone. And what I want to be really clear about tonight is that every system is designed to get the results it gets. And so that's why a big theme of tonight's conversation is about the purpose and design of school, is because we are designed to get the results we get. We need to change the conditions and change our design to be able to improve our results. So schools used to be designed for a different era and a different purpose. And as society has changed, American education has been kind of slow to catch on, slow to change with it. And so what does that mean for us? I am curious to know what you think. Do you think that schools are better positioned and prepared to prepare kids for career? Do you think they're more prepared and positioned to prepare kids for college? Or do you think for both? So I'm going to have you just do a little poll with your hand. So how many think that schools are positioned and prepared to best prepare kids for career? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you think kids are best prepared or best suited to prepare kids for college. Raise your hand. And then raise your hand if you think schools are prepared to do both, to prepare for both career and college. Okay, so what I have for you is some data from, this is 2018 data, so you know it's slightly down based on our worldly circumstances, of a typical 9th grade class across America. 1/5 fail to complete high school on time. 1/5 graduate high school but do not proceed to college. 1/5 enroll in college but drop out. 1/5 complete college but fail to find a job requiring the credentials that they have earned in their degree. And 1/5 travel successfully through the high school to college to career pipeline. So results like these give you a strong indication as to why across America we're talking about schools and how they're designed and how we need to modernize. We're also having that conversation with business who are saying, you guys are not sending us kids who are prepared to be successful in our businesses. So how do we as a community come together? How do we ensure that we close this gap between what happens in the world and what happens in classrooms? And how do we ensure that we build the pathways needed and support those pathways so that our students can reach their fullest potential? Well, it begins with a real stark realization that schools no longer are just created for reading, writing, and arithmetic. We kind of have that fallacy in our mind that that's the purpose of school, and that's what school's responsible for, most responsible for, and we absolutely are, and we need to deliver on that. And yet, over time, this is what schools are responsible for. Just take a look at some of those clouds. As society has changed, and as our students' needs have changed, schools have had to play a bigger and bigger role. And we saw this especially under a spotlight in COVID. We found ourselves going way beyond core academics. We were ensuring that students were fed every day. We were making sure that they got human interaction and socialization. We were feeding them. We were clothing them. We were ensuring they had personal hygiene products. And never before did we realize the importance that we play in just keeping kids safe every day by giving them a place to come. And so when you're a school system, you're spending your time addressing chronic absenteeism, poverty, engagement issues, preparing students to be physically healthy as well as mentally healthy and to be productive citizens. It means school roles are bigger. And so it's essential that we continue to work with you on that so that we can all be in this together and continue to figure out how do we knock down these barriers that get in the way and help students succeed. So a big portion of your conversation tonight at the tables is going to be breaking down these 4 components that we are saying are the key drivers of what a school's system is designed for. And so here I'm going to hit really quickly kind of where the status of where West Clermont is with each of these. Student-centered learning first. As parents and members of the community, I have to make sure that you realize how important our efforts have been to improve literacy, mathematics, and to create engaging learning in the classrooms. Our teachers are doing a phenomenal job. Our principals are growing and developing every day and really challenging their staff, and it is inspiring and incredible work. We're a large school system, but we are working hard in our culture to make sure we know every kid's name, we know their needs, we know their interests, we know their skills, and we help them develop into their aspirational dream for themselves. And I don't know if you know this, but it's been about over a decade before we've been able to update our curriculum. So as hard as everybody is working, there's still some resource deficits that holds us back. Over the last year or so, we first were able to bring mathematics resources to our schools, and so that's in place right now. We're currently designing, and I'll add to it, we added financial literacy to that because that was a kind of a call out when I first got here as superintendent from the community. It was very vitally important to you. The second, science, health, and physical education is being created now and will be implemented next school year. And then on deck is English language arts. And so we are very proud of this coming to pass, but it takes time to be able to develop and equip people with these new materials and resources. We also have a Chromebook, a computer for every student, K-12, in the classroom during the day and for use at home. And we are intentionally designing the curriculum so that the core academics and the portrait of graduate competencies and those durable skills I mentioned to you are all in there, that they're all part of it and not on top of. You'll see tonight a conversation about, okay, how is the student-centered model different than the traditional model? And you'll kind of look and compare and see, okay, where are we making some real strides and we're seeing some real evidence right now in our schools, and where do we have some room to grow? And honestly, we just want to know what's most important to you about these shifts. And you'll see this billboard is on your table mats. You'll be able to read it better when you get to your work. The next, one of the most important things here is our modern educator workforce. And I'm going to hit you with some facts you probably don't know, but are vitally important to how we function every day. First, Last summer, 80 staff members, 80 teachers left West Clermont. So we had an 80 teacher turnover this summer. And it was for various reasons. Some were retirees, some were because they were leaving our district to earn $10,000 and $11,000 more in neighboring districts. Some were because they left the profession because they were just have had enough. Some wanted to move closer to their children's school and go to their neighborhood school. Some left the state. Those are just to give you some ideas. So no one reason, but multiple reasons, but 80 people. And currently we have 15 positions in West Clermont that are unfilled. And these are not specialized positions like quantum physics or some high-level anything. These are math, English, art, PE, music, special education. And so the headlines that you're reading in the papers about the national teacher shortage is happening right here in West Clermont. We currently have 8 classified positions that are unfilled that we are working to fill. And that might have changed recently. I don't know. That's a moving number. The job satisfaction of our staff is lower than we would want it to be, and burnout is high. And what we found in working with the universities that are typically the universities that feed our programming, there are 800 less people in the pipeline that we can even choose from. So it puts the market really lean and a challenge for us as educators. And not to, like we're all wearing multiple hats and doing many, many jobs. We as a whole system have to upskill. Like we don't have all the skills and the resources we need to be as successful as we need. And so we all have to keep learning and developing. And as I said, we have an amazing dedicated staff. They're incredible and very dedicated to your students. You'll see them at your baseball games and you'll see them at the musicals. You'll see them spending their own money in their classroom. But they are finding themselves at a place where it doesn't feel sustainable, that the model that we're in and what we're trying to accomplish is not able to be accomplished in the same 9-month calendar that we've always known as educators. They need more collaboration and they need more autonomy. They need to learn new skills. We need ways to help them deal with the burnout and the stress and the overwhelm and just the challenges that come with trying to put new things into an old, outdated system. Some days it feels, and you'll probably hear it at your table tonight with the educators here, sometimes it just feels like we could never be enough, like it's impossible. And I just want to make sure that everyone hears from me that we can't take our educators for granted. It's a very special group of people here in West Clermont, and we want to do everything we can to keep them. Next is our learning environments. Learning environments are also known as the third teacher. First teacher is the teacher in the classroom, second teacher, the students in the classroom, the third teacher, the space and the learning environment. And within our own district, especially on a night like tonight, sitting here, it's very easy to forget that we have inequity across our school district. And that you can see that illustrated here by the types of lighting and furniture and accessibility you see in one school versus one that hasn't been updated. And this shows Summerside and Merwin and West Clermont Middle School and High School. Since 2010, this district has done amazing things, updating facilities, 6 of our facilities, but there's 3 that were built, 2 in the 60s, 1 in the early 80s that haven't been touched. And even inside of the schools like this one and like West Clermont High School, our prized, amazing school, it is 6 years old now, so the technology infrastructure at that school needs replaced already. And so there's always upkeep. As the special education population grows, it means we need different kinds of spaces. We need flexible furniture and ability to make rooms multi-purpose and used for many things, as well as small group space. We're also seeing that this data tells us within 5 years, the capacity of our current elementary schools will be outpaced by the enrollment that's coming in. We're a changing and growing community. You see it up and down the strips every day, how we're changing, and this is the impact that we'll be seeing in our schools. And so we want to make sure that if adding modulars, like we had to do at Merwin, is something that we have to do to make up for this, that we can know that and plan that in advance. And we want to know, is the community wanting to do modulars everywhere, or is building a longer-term plan a desire of the community? So, how do we continue to solve that together? Because they take a lot of time and planning and resources to do it. And finally, the fourth part of a modern school system is moving beyond the traditional partnerships of the past. The thriving school systems are going to yield thriving communities, and vice versa. We have a symbiotic relationship with each other, and we make a big impact. on the reputation of the community, the local economy, and the real estate. And so we take that role very seriously. We want to thrive so that our whole community can thrive. And we know that to do that, we have to move beyond the partnerships of PTO and boosters as the main force, and we've got to expand that. We need partnerships with our families. We need partnerships with our whole child network to knock down those barriers. And we need WC or future partnerships that help offer those real-world experiences, internships, apprenticeships, and real-world problem solving in our classrooms. So, said a lot. Here's the fast recap. The rate of change is fast. It's spinning. Our heads are still spinning, just thinking about it. Students are different. The world is different. West Clermont is facing many challenges that we have to overcome to ensure that our students are future ready. And we are proud. Performance is improving, but we know we have a lot of room to grow, and we are dedicated to growing and pursuing that. And finally, in order to be successful, we have to create a future-ready design of our school so that we are not planning for the past. And really what it boils down to is, what does this community want? What's most important to this community? How do we continue driving this car forward and not looking in that rearview mirror and dwelling or trying to relive the past? And so with that, I hope you're inspired, encouraged to dig into some really heavy conversation tonight, led by some great team facilitators. So thank you again. Now the time is yours, and we are just so glad that you're here. Thank you.
All right, we're going to get started. Real quick, couple announcements for you guys. Bathrooms are out to the left. We have cookies, refreshments over here. Tonight, we will have a few giveaways. Our first giveaway tonight is a car. Check your keys. I found a pair of keys. If you don't get those, guess what? We're going to raffle it off tonight. Okay? You got them back there? Reba, they're yours? All right, so we got the keys. The other thing that we have tonight, donated by Fifth Third, we'll be giving away a Bengals football signed by T. Higgins. Yeah, I checked it out. It's about $200. Yep. It'd be great in my man cave, but we're going to be giving that away at the end. To get that, you will fill out your successful journey card. When you fill that out, you will then enter the raffle for the T. Higgins football. So, we've been sitting. This is an interactive meeting tonight. So, facilitators, where everyone's going to stand up, and we're going to show the map, and we're going to get started. So, we have 10 minutes on the first session. So, ready, set, go. All right, we're getting to the end of the first section. We should be moving on. The next section is 15 minutes. Moving on to the next section, 15 minutes. All right, we're going to be moving on to letter C. Letter C, 15 minutes. All right, we're moving on to next section, D. We're under 2 minutes on this section, under 2 minutes. All right, we're going to move on to the last section. 10 minutes. Last section. All right, we should be moving past our change in readiness and speed of change. We should have that completed. You should be moving on into ensuring a successful journey card is next. That's the last activity. Facilitators, when they are completed the successful journey card, please pack everything in the kits, please. Once they've completed the successful journey card, please pack everything back in the kits. Wow, that was the bell. So let's finish up those journey cards. Facilitators, please collect those. As we finish up, we want to thank everybody for coming tonight. On behalf of Mrs. Adams, our board, our staff, and most importantly, our students, thank you for your time. This will make a difference in the direction our district goes. So thank you very much for coming. Now, thank you. A lot of hard work tonight. Does anybody want this, or you somebody take this home? Oh, Sue. All right, so here's what you got to do. Here's how we're going to give this away. I want everybody to think about their Social Security number. You got it? The two middle numbers, add those together. Two middle numbers, add those together. Do I have anybody at 18? Add the two middle numbers. It can't be more than 9, just letting you know. So the highest number could be 18. Do I have a 17? 16? No way. All right, all you 16 people, come up here. All right, here we go. Here's the next one. We're going to take the first number times the sum of the two. Okay, all of you got 16. Okay. First number times 16. Anybody have a 9 for the first number? 9. 8. There's our winner right there. Thank God. Congratulations. I'll give you $200. No, just congratulations. Thank you guys once again. Have a safe drive home.